And welcome to another episode of Under the Cardboard Box Podcast. This is episode 36.
Episode 36.
I actually remembered which episode we're on.
Finally, dude. Because you're always surprised. Right?
I am. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we're getting back into the rhythm. We are.
Yeah.
You know, this is big. We enjoy being here. We actually have the time. You know, it's like we're doing it. We're doing it on Saturday. No, we're doing it on Sunday. What's happening? I'm glad to be here. I am really happy.
I'm happy to be here, man.
With all the arm flailing that I just did.
Yeah. And with arm flaring, that means that if you're watching this, you can see the new set.
Yes. We're in a comfortable area now, a little more comfortable than the high table we had.
Yes.
I was literally, I was sitting on the stool and then there would be like 2 yellow pages under me.
Right. But you still be shorter than me.
Exactly. If you want to see that, just look at the other episodes. You'll see my shoulder. I'm trying to support myself to like stay up. And you're just like.
So for those of you that haven't met Arnaldo, he's not a tall guy. So
I'm about average height.
Yeah.
Average height, Heido.
What's average height to you?
Well, I'm 5'6".
So you're making yourself feel better.
I'm average height. That's average height. Message us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. I'm average height.
Right.
I am.
Steve will agree.
Steve Cruz.
Steve Cruz.
Because we have 2 Steves that there's Steven.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's Steve.
Yeah.
Snowden.
Steve Cruz.
We still like you, Snowden, by the way. But Steve Cruz, man, I gotta say this. Stop listening to our show.
No one likes you.
Stop. But with that being said, congratulations on your child.
That's right. Happy Father's Day. Today's Father's Day.
He's a father. Oh my gosh. Who made you a dad?
Roberta.
Why? That's illegal. It should be illegal.
Yeah, no, it should
be illegal.
It should.
You shouldn't be a dad right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, stop listening. So other than that, now that we have Steve off the show.
Right. His daily plug.
Yeah.
His weekly plug.
Yes.
So
he actually listens to us.
No, he does, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. We don't care though.
That's true. So what's up, man? How's your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been good.
Yeah.
I am. It's Sunday, and it is the 18th. It's the 18th today.
Yep.
I'm almost done with my classes. They finish in August.
That's right.
So I've
almost
got another
done.
Couple of weeks. And I've got to get
celebrating 2 things in August. That's great.
No. What did you say?
I said celebrating 2 things in August. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Celebrating 2 things in August, but hopefully I'll be celebrating 2 things in August.
That's right.
Because I still got to pass that test. And I don't know if there's any EMTs that listen to our show. I'd really love your help. I don't know. Give me some tips on studying. Yes, give me some tips on studying. Give me some. I don't know, some cheat sheets. Something's got to help me. Just trying to learn all these words and like femur and tibia and fibula and stuff like that and things I never knew before.
All those bone specimens?
Those are bones. This is the femur right here. This is the long bone.
Gotcha.
This is the patella. The knee. It is not a knee. It's a patella. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, and this is a tibia.
Sounds like I'd eat it.
Exactly. The shin is the tibia, and then the bone next to it is the fibula.
Oh, good. Get it right in there, Mike.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, you can edit it in post. I don't know.
Don't want to do that.
Yep. So, other than that, man, had 2 Red Bulls, which probably explains this energy that's happening.
You were talking about earlier for Red Bull and why we couldn't put it up here.
Okay. So we've said their name twice now. Feel free to sponsor us. But so I was having the drink, and Heido reminds me every time I have a drink, like some type of juice or sometimes or whatever, he always tells me it can't be on camera. Like, I don't know, but
you do know.
Exactly. And then I'm like, but it makes no sense. Like, why would we get in trouble for freely promoting your product or any product for that matter? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to sue us for what?
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. So it made no sense to me, but whatever.
No sense.
Whatever. I drank it. It's down the gullet. Both of them, I'm wired. And I'm glad to be here, man. Just, I know that none of my roommates are listening to this, so
absolutely not.
Nothing. I go to my house. I'm like, hey, man, the episode's out, and they just look at me like,
What show?
What episode?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What show?
Well, here's the thing.
Something
is
on
that-
Netflix?
Here's the thing is that nobody likes you, so they don't care about the things that you do. You understand what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate that.
I got you.
I do.
Got you.
Well, with that being said, we might as well talk about you, man. How you doing? Like,
good, man. Just I was thinking back. I feel like that after I quit my job, like full-time gig, right? I figured I'd have more time. I figured I'd be more alleviated with things to do and time to play or whatever, but that has not happened. I feel like I'm so busy all the time, more busy than I was before, which is besides the fact because I am here in Soundproof Studios with the new sets. We're here in the lobby again, but on the other side with our guitars. I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about guitars in a previous episode. Here they are. Here are our guitar collections. It's just 3. I have a plethora more, but these are the 3 that I like to put up. That one I made, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're listening right now, why don't you just go on youtube.com/underthecardboardbox and go ahead and subscribe.
Yes, please. We have a total of 90 subscribers right
Woo!
now.
Right.
And we love that you guys are following us.
Yes.
But we would love to have more in order to be more embedded into YouTube. You know, I think you were telling me before, if we get like 100 subscribers, we can finally get like an actual URL.
Yes, we can. Yep.
So we would love if you went over there, subscribe to us. We come out with weekly videos about what we're recording right here. You get to see what we're doing, when we're doing, maybe even a little extra. You know, we got a prank phone call up in there, and we're planning other things to do that we think you'll enjoy. So please subscribe to us there under the Cardboard Box. You should be able to find us no problem. Other than that, man, how's marriage life, man?
It's good, man.
You know?
It's about to be a year. So
about to be a year, man.
Whole year.
This guy got married almost a year ago.
That's right. Feels like yesterday. So that's good then.
That's a good feeling, man.
Thing. Yeah.
It's a good feeling growing with your wife that way.
That's right. Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Right.
That's really cool, man. I hope I can share in that one day and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get you, man. You will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. Whenever that happens.
Yeah. So we were here. We were eating Chinese food. We were hanging out. Geraldi G came, who's the co-owner of Soundproof Studios with me.
So he thinks.
Right? He is. Let me.
No. The reason. No. We can say this. You know why?
Why?
Because he never listens to our show, ever. We can.
So you just want to say it behind his back?
Well, I would. I would say it in front of him.
Yeah.
I would say it in front of him, but I'm just saying there are stories I can tell here, and no one would ever find out because they just don't listen to our show.
But specifically because they don't listen to you.
Yes, it's because I'm on here.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
That's really the reason.
Maybe we should get. What's his name?
Steve?
No. The guy you had when I had
Danny. Yeah.
Maybe we should just get Danny back. Maybe better ratings.
Yeah.
It's like people are like,
well, we're supposed to have an episode soon, so.
Oh, okay.
All of us,
Okay.
yeah.
Danny has not been forgotten. Danny, if you're listening, we hope to see you soon. Everybody hopes to see you soon.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's busy. He's busy himself. So
yeah, I mean,
he's doing his thing.
This is a very
actually. Let me give him a plug. He actually started his own YouTube. The Watchman, I think the Watchman Plays, something like that. I'll put in the link in the description
below.
So, and he started his own YouTube channel to do playing video games. He put up his first one, and it's awesome. It looks really good.
Okay,
he
so
did his thing.
If you guys were fans of Danny or want to support him in this, head over there and just subscribe to him as well.
Yeah.
Really cool guy. You know, really down to earth. Not like me at all. So I think you guys will like him.
Yeah. If he's not like you, you guys will like him.
You see that? I don't listen. It is just. I should just get a big old chair and invite all the people who don't like me, and you guys should all just roast me today.
I don't think they fit in the studio.
Oh, well, when it's done, when it's done, it'll be fine. But we love being here. We love talking to you guys.
That's right.
And we've actually received mail this time.
That's
we got
right.
Some emails.
We got a huge total of 2 emails.
Yes. Does that include Steve?
No, I did not include Steve in those.
That includes Steve.
So then it's 4 because he sent 2.
He said 2 of them.
Said 2 emails. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna read it.
We're gonna read the emails right here,
just
for Steve, because we don't like you.
So here's the thing about Steve.
Look at my face.
Cruz. We're talking about Steven Cruz.
Cruz. Look at my face. We don't like you.
So he wrote here. I'm gonna say it in the way that he wanted us to say it, and I'm pretty sure. So if you're from the Down Under, Australia, I'm sorry for
forgive him for his
butchering this. Hey, mate. Huge fan here. Love you, mates. I'm tattooing your faces on my chest. I tuned in from Australia. You guys have changed my life, which he wrote down my life.
My life, not my life.
Not my life, my life. So, Steven Cruz. That's right. His second email.
He heard the episode, the last episode.
He heard it. So he said, I am an email. I'm gonna email Ketty right now.
That's the pastor's wife.
Pastor's wife, right?
Pastor's wife.
For the sin you poured out onto that mic. Luckily for me, I was not able to catch it. LMAO, we know you're listening, and we don't care. I'm crying! ! Exclamation point! I love this podcast. I'm lying. I hate it both. I hate it. Both of you and your stupid faces. Look out for my podcast where we speak about Metal Gear Rocks, in quotations, video games, whatever it's called. But I will take over your podcast listeners. If I'm ever dying and you show up at my door, Ronaldo, please let me die. God bless you guys, or not. Steve, we appreciate you.
No, we don't. We do not.
Oh, man.
You and your newborn son. By the way, did we say Happy Father's Day?
Happy Father's Day to Steve.
Happy Father's Day.
And for all you dads listening,
put back the child you found.
Oh, my goodness.
He's not yours.
Oh, man. Happy Father's Day to Steve, though, for real. He deserves it. And for all the you guys that are listening.
All those dads that have poured into their children's lives.
Yeah, call your dad.
Taking care of them. Call them up and say, Dad, hey, thank you for whooping my butt.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I called my dad, love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't listen to the show.
Obviously not.
But, because my dad speaks, the majority of time he speaks Spanish, but you got to hear him. It's so funny when he speaks.
It is funny, yeah.
When he speaks English, he's like, do you not mind to do that?
Yeah.
When he's really saying, it doesn't bother me that you do that. But I love my dad.
Yeah.
So, Dad, this is for you, if you ever listen.
And for my dad, I called him today.
Oh, this was good.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go into that, but he, yeah.
I will definitely go.
So he's a great dude, lives in the Dominican Republic. He moved there a couple of years ago.
When you were born about, right? Because he saw you.
Yeah, he was just like, wow, I'm done having kids.
This is not mine.
Yeah, this can't get any worse. So anyway, I called him today. He was just like, hey, Bobby. Yeah. All right. But just asking about, my wife and stuff. So good dude. Happy Father's Day, man.
He understands English well?
Here and there.
So he'll understand what you meant.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that getting the Father's Day out of the way. We would love to know what you guys did with your dads. Hey, send us some photos.
Yeah, why not?
cardboardbox@gmail.com. We did receive other mail, which is great.
We did.
We can
we'll go into it.
We go into it now, or I think maybe the Kodak conversation.
Yeah, Kodak conversation.
More like E3, since we will be talking E3 and what we saw. We saw a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff. We'll get into it for sure.
Definitely. But shall we get into the news now?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we've actually got news to report.
Finally, we do.
We do. And the first piece of news on MetalGearInformer.com, we get our stuff there. Thank you, Metal Gear Informer. They've actually been pretty cool to us. If you haven't heard us before, we're actually on their website as one of the links. You can go all the way down on their page and you'll see under the Cardboard Box podcast. But getting on to the news, Heidel, take it away.
All right. So E3 2017 just finished wrapping up this last week. And it's been actually really cool. Thank you. It's been actually really cool because it actually wasn't bad. There was a lot of good things that came out of it. There was a lot of not so good things. But we're going to get into some Hideo Kojima stuff right now. So Sony's Sean Layden has played Death Stranding, says it's revolutionary and more. In an interview with The Telegraph, Sean Layden, president of Sony Interactive Entertainment America, talked about a bit of Sony's E3 conference and their upcoming games. One of the notable omissions from this year's show was Kojima's new game, Death Stranding. Because of this, the interviewer asked whether this means the game is still just in a concept phase, but according to Layden, this is not the case. It's up and running, he said. It's been aided tremendously after Kojima-san decided to co-opt the Decima engine from Guerrilla. And gosh, that really gave him a leg up to get up and running and test it and have some prototype levels running. I couldn't explain to you what the game is. No one can, my brother. Let me just tell you that. Sean Layden and Hideo Kojima at E3 2017, the interviewer asked if this means Layden has played some of it, of which he confirmed he has. Then he was asked if it really was a revolutionary as we've heard it is. Layden responded, after a thoughtful pause, all that and more, he said. Kojima Productions doesn't want to reveal yet when Death Stranding will be out, probably when your grandkids are born. But Kojima did say the studio has set a release date for themselves and are working towards that goal. All we know is that the game is supposed to come out before 2019. So great. We have some great pictures here of it too, right there.
We will not be putting these up. Let's move on. But Death Stranding.
Yes. Death Stranding.
Okay, so how much did they pay you, Sean?
For me, it feels like maybe Sony is defending it, because I know that like every time, this is Sony's money. Let me just tell you, Sony is funding this 100%, backing Kojima Productions up. So for me as a investor into this, right, I see Kojima buying the latest things, posting up. And for me as an investor, I'd be like, all right, get to work on this game any minute now, So I don't know whether he is telling the truth in that he's played it. Sean Layden is a pretty straightforward guy. So I believe him. He's played it. He's credible. Right? He's credible, right? And he's the president of the company. So take his words very seriously. So the thing about it, though, is there hasn't been much room for Kojima and Death Stranding to grow and to cause more of a, how do you call it? Like pulling me in. I forgot the word, but
a lure?
No, like to keep like dormant for a while. And just let it sit and conceive. But the thing about it is, Sean Layden, whether or not he did go over there, I think Kojima Productions has a leg up in it because of the media and all this, and I'm glad that Kojima stayed back from it. But also, it's more like, guys, really just stop talking about it and just make the game. Because I feel like, Kojima came out with this shirt talking about bridges, and I'm not hating. It's cool, whatever. I don't know if you saw that, but he had a shirt and he's like, oh, you guys don't know what this means. Yeah, of course you don't know what it means, man. Like, nobody does. Nobody knows what this game is about. Like, that's the point of it. Like, no one knows. So, of course, like, it's cool the whole, what does bridges mean, or what does this mean, Yeah, dude, no one's going to know because no one knows what the heck this game is about. Not even the person that's funding it, And I feel like that could be a problem because if you think about it, as an investor and as someone that's publishing this game and everything, you kind of want to know what this game is about. Yes, you want to trust Kojima. You want to trust him and all that, and you want to give him the freedom and the space that Konami could have given him, But as a business person as well, like, I'd kind of be a little worried. I'd be like, all right, let's kind of,
You want results.
Right. I want results. I need to kind of see what's going on here. The games and all the cool things are fun. Sure, make a bunch of t-shirts and stuff. But I need to see this game. and it's time to dwindle down and kind of get into chronological order of where this game is going to go in the next steps. So it's not me trying to belittle the game or anything like that, because I'm super excited about it. I'm huge fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. But as a gamer, I'm a little confused. I'm a little like, okay, what is this game? Is it a first person, third person, open world adventure, connecting bridges, multiplayer? It's too much, right? It's not focused. I feel like it's not focused. And I feel like that the focus of the game is being lost with all these translations and confusion, right? You don't want to confuse your audience. You want to kind of guide them into like, hey, this is our game. This is what it is. And I just feel like that with the sheer power of Sony and also Kojima behind it, this game is going to sell no matter what. You know what I mean? But is it going to be a good game? We're just going to have to wait and see.
This is the only chance he has. This is the only chance that Kojima has to kind of like, okay, you're away from Konami now.
Yeah.
Now you've got to defend the whole thing.
Yeah.
You've got to show us that
and it's a lot of pressure.
You're as good as you think you or as you say you are.
It's a lot of pressure. He's been making Metal Gear Solid for a long time, 30 plus years, So maybe this could be a roadblock for him, and he does a good job in hiding it, but who knows?
I think he's worried about making it too much like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Because, when you go for NGS 5 with everything that it had in terms of the free roam, the sneaking, the receiving packages, and the whole military aspect of it is like, how do you not compare a game that has so much element in it?
Absolutely.
To create what it is and to create something separate from it, because he wants to do something different. That's what he said. It's not gonna be like a stealth action. It's gonna be like a combination. I forget what the combination was, but it's just okay. Well, maybe he is at a roadblock, like you said.
Yeah.
What do I do with this game? What's this game?
Or we could be wrong. Maybe he has this masterful plan of where he knows he's going.
Right, and I think it'll connect with another piece of news we have that you'll read after we go over this one.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think of Death Stranding at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. We'd love to know. But the second piece of news is Metal Gear Survive. It was actually played at E3 in a tent away from everyone. It wasn't even publicly shown. But this is what they're saying. Better than expected. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it because I'd like to talk more about it at Codec Conversation.
Yeah.
But better than expected, huh? Okay. Maybe
that's good.
Maybe we're going to be surprised by this $30 game.
I was seeing some, I was following on Twitter throughout the whole week, right? E3. And I saw a few like people in the media, like journalists and like people out there in the industry going to go see this game and play it. So I was just thinking, like, this game didn't have a booth, right? Like it looked like it was in a tent somewhere,
hidden,
like from everyone,
exclusive, maybe.
Right? Exclusive. It was definitely behind the doors, and you definitely had to be invited to play. It wasn't like a kind of like, hey, you just come walk in and play. It didn't seem that way to me. That's how it didn't seem.
Not everybody got to check it out then.
Right. So, like I said last week, if you temper your expectations with this game and you don't see it as a Metal Gear game, it could be a good game. It could be.
Let's hope so.
It could be.
It does. Wait, do you hear that? Does it sound like it's raining?
I think it is.
Good thing I brought the umbrella.
Good thing.
That's why I was making the face. I was like, wait, what's happening here? So we are in New York, as you may know. If you hear the rain, don't worry about it.
You're not going to hear the rain.
Scratch that. All right. So second, I didn't mean actually do it. You don't have to do it.
Do what?
I don't know. Here you go.
I got it. So next piece of news here is from Amazon.com, which I have open right now. All right. Hideo Kojima's advice to Metal Gear Solid movie director. He said, do the same thing as me.
Do it with your Japanese thing. Hideo does a Japanese thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. ドゥエサクロナイ All right, that's offensive. All right, do the same thing as me. Betray your audience.
You're gonna do the yeah, exactly. That
do
thing.
the same thing. Yeah, he does that constantly, but that's all right. Anyway, at E3 Coliseum, Hideo Kojima was interviewed by director of the upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie, Jordan Vogt Roberts. Probably butchered that name again. While most of the interview was focused on the importance of cinema on Kojima's life and his influence on his work, the Metal Gear series was also discussed. At one point, Von Robs asked how Kojima deals with criticism, like the complaints about cutscene lengths in Metal Gear Solid 2. He says, quote, "Of course I pay attention and listen to this," end quote. Kojima responded, quote, "But the way people evaluate your things changes with the times. When MGS2 came out, a lot of people were upset with me. You know, people were like, why is Raiden the main character and the cutscenes are too long? I don't understand what you're trying to convey with this. There are a lot of more people that understand what I tried to make back then," end quote. He continues by saying, "People and I also do this. Will change your perception according to the times. So I think that sometimes, even if the perception is not good at that point, in the future, 10, 20 years later, the perception might change. Try to keep this in mind when listening to people." Jordan asked if Kojima had any examples of him having an idea that no one gets at the time of explaining, only when it started to take form. He says, "Every time I think of a plan, I explain what I'm thinking for the game system. The first people that I explain this to is my team. For Death Stranding, I also started by explaining a year ago to the team what I wanted to make. No one got it because I was trying to make something new and something different for me. I personally think that if people are opposed to you, then you're on the right track. Still, Kojima needed his team to understand what he was trying to make, so he kept explaining it day in and day out." Lots of explaining, I imagine. "And while we move forward and do different experiments, little by little, the team starts getting what I want to make. Right now, what I wanted to achieve is already there and is working." Kojima added, laughing, "My team, everyone is convinced we're geniuses." And I was like, no, I thought of this. Sounds like Kojima. At the end of the interview, Jordan asked if Kojima had any advice to him as he moves forward with the Metal Gear Solid movie. He said, quote, "Do the same thing as me," Kojima said, smiling, "Betray your audience," end quote. I did see this interview, the whole thing. It was really interesting. They didn't really get much into Metal Gear except for this part, talking about the movie and MGS2 and all that. I think he's still contractually obligated not to talk about it. So that right there just tells me how far-fetched this game is. You know, it kind of goes with what I was saying before. Even his team couldn't understand, you know. Really worries me when I heard him say that the first time, because it's like, man, if your team didn't get it and you had to explain it day in and day out, like that's a bit of a problem, you know, especially for people that are working on this. So yes, Kojima does have, if you didn't know Kojima, he's very arrogant. I don't know if you know this, but his name is plastered everywhere in the Metal Gear series, and also and his face as well. So
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So
Hideo Kojima, a Kojima game made by Kojima.
Yes. So he's very arrogant, which is good because he makes great games, right? For this game, I just feel like maybe he's like he said here, he's experimenting some stuff. So he's trying things out. He's trying things out and seeing the reception from it, from what I've got from this. Aside from that, MGS2, he's totally right. When we first played that game, I know for me, I was just like, what? Why is this blonde-haired kid in this game? Turns out he was super cool in Metal Gear Solid 4. And everyone wanted to play as him, right? That's why Revengeance came out, all of that. But everyone was really disappointed that you only got to play with Snake not even half of the game, you know?
Yeah, because we didn't even get a notice of that.
Yeah, it was completely
like
out of the dark.
when you see the trailer, when you see it's all Snake, all Snake. You know, and we're excited. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get to play with him again. But you know, it's funny. I think about it now, and I think about how the game would have been if like Raiden was just like a side character.
Yeah,
like you played as Snake, and then Raiden would show up from time to time.
Yeah,
and stuff. And I wondered how the game would be then.
Yeah,
you know, would I think honestly, this is my honest opinion. I think if they would have done it that way, and Raiden still turned up the way that he would, we would still feel the same way about Raiden that we do now. It's like, oh, who's this whiny little guy in part 2? Like, just imagine you were Snake in part 2 the entire time.
Yeah, because I feel like in Metal Gear Solid 4, he did that for the fans. He made Raiden that way to be like, no, guys, this guy's cool.
We would have still felt that way about him. Yeah, right. And I guess, they wanted us to feel like get into his story when really, but honestly, it wasn't like that necessary. His issues with Rose, his background with Solidus, and this and this and that. I think it was like kind of, okay, we get it. You're trying to create another Solid Snake and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, if they would have taken it another way, maybe they would have, like, Raiden would have worked closer with Snake if that's the case.
Yeah.
We would have still had a story in which we didn't like Raiden all that much from part 2. But once he came to part 4, it was like, oh, man, now I want to play as this guy.
Yeah.
I think it would have still been the same effect.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
opinion.
true.
We might not ever see it. So
no, you're right. But playing Metal Gear Solid 2 now and thinking about Metal Gear Solid 2 now, it's like it was way ahead of its time. For like, I forgot who told me this a long time ago. I don't think it was you. I think it was someone else. But they said this game is way ahead of its time. You're not really seeing it for what it is. Everyone talks about, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 is my favorite one, or Metal Gear Solid 3 or whatever. But no one really says 2. They're like, oh, 2 was all right. 2 was probably my least favorite and stuff. But now it's like, wow, it fits with today. It fits with today.
No, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying, guys. I really do think that of part 2 as well. I think part 2 is really, really, like, what it meant to portray and what it meant to do was genius.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I think it was exceptional. My point is just that we would have probably had the same reaction to Raiden, given that.
Well, yeah. No, I'm going for the article for what he said. Like, 10, 20 years later, you will understand this game or whatever,
Right.
So I hope he's not saying that with Death Stranding, because I don't want to play this game 30, 40 years from now and be like, oh, now I understand.
Now I appreciate it.
And I appreciate it.
Right.
You kind of want to appreciate things for now.
Listen, let's just hope the movie is not. Do not do that in the movie. Do not begin with Snake and then the rest of the movie is with Raiden.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
This is hard. And I feel a little bad for Jordan, because this is going to be his biggest challenge. He has not only are video game movies terrible, like in
they don't have a good track record.
They don't have a good track record at all.
Anyone who attempts to make a movie from a game, or even vice versa.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Has not succeeded very well. I don't think there's any movies that I've actually seen that I've really, really like. Oh, they did really, really well.
Yeah.
Maybe like I was watching the first Hitman movie again.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Hitman was pretty good.
Hitman was good.
Pretty good.
Was okay. It captured like kind of an essence.
Yeah.
And but I didn't hear the same thing for the latest one.
Nah, me neither.
That it wasn't that good. But yeah, these movies are you've got to be delicate with it.
You do, and I think you need the right director. I'm not sure if Jordan is. We'll find out. Obviously, he did a great job in Kong Skull Island, but he has a lot on his shoulders, and I'm glad he's friends with Kojima. I'm just still very confused as to the licensing on this. Like, how can they be talking about this?
Listen, just know we're up for hire. You can contact us at Under the Cardboard.
Right.
If you need some screenwriters or
that's right, yeah,
some actors. Come
on, Well, U.S. Snake.
Hint. Hey, I can do it. I can do it.
So what's the next piece of news?
I think we'll save this for the codec conversation, because it's also talking about Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
So let's just move on to the next one in terms of Kojima. Do you have it there, or do you want me to just pass it to you? You can just,
I think I have it here.
It's Mark Cerny.
Yep, I got it.
You got it. Oh,
all right. So Mark Cerny has seen some Death Stranding gameplay.
More Death Stranding.
And he said it's in the best sense possible a Kojima game. In a conversation between Sid Schumann and PlayStation 4 lead architect Mark Cerny about the PlayStation 4 Pro and its benefits, Cerny briefly talked about the Decima engine and Kojima Productions game Death Stranding. He reiterated that the Decima engine is a collaboration between Guerrilla and Kojima Productions, and that the latter is actively contributing to it. Speaking with the last Death Stranding trailer, Cerny praised the reality of the graphics and the close-up of Mads Mikkelsen's face. As for gameplay, I have seen some early work, he added. I haven't gotten my hands on the controller yet, but I can say that the game shows a certain clarity of vision. It is, in the best sense possible, a Kojima game. Not much concrete information, but at least it sounds like the game is coming along nicely and has Kojima's touch. Unfortunately, it's not present at this year's E3, but it may appear at one of the shows later this year. Thank you, Metal Gear Informer, for that piece of news. Yeah, I think just more Death Stranding news, and we just got to see. We got to wait. That's it.
Right.
The last Death one. Stranding. Yeah, the last one is report. Kojima Konami troubles continue.
Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, so a new chapter in the Konami Kojima drama presents itself. According to Japanese news outlet Nikkei, translated by website Kotaku, Konami wasn't too happy about Kojima's comments on Metal Gear Survive when he asked about the game's last TGS. Speaking at an event, Kojima said something along the lines of, "I'm not involved at all, and I don't know anything about it. Personally speaking, Metal Gear Solid is an espionage to me, political fiction. I don't think zombies would appear in such a world." Which he's right. This comment seems to have had consequences, as Kojima supposedly received a letter from Konami last fall saying, "You are unfairly sullying the reputation of our company." According to Nikkei, Konami probably wasn't too pleased about the crowd's laughter following Kojima's comments. Konami should really look at their Twitter when they post something, because their laughter should be the least of their concerns. Let me just tell you. Konami, I said Konami, right?
Yes.
Okay. There are also some reports that say Konami is refusing to pay part of Kojima's departure fee. Though Konami has refuted this, and if it's not enough, well, you guys need to fix this, Metal Gear Informer. Another report states that Kojima Productions is having trouble getting health insurance for their employees through the Kanso IT Software Health Insurance Association, where apparently Konami is a big player. Lastly, it is said former Konami employees are not supposed to say they previously worked at the company when applying for a new job. And Konami is telling large game companies to be careful about hiring them, as well as telling Japanese TV stations to disregard them. Neither Kojima Productions nor Konami has responded to the reports. It's very sad, honestly.
This is still going on.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah.
What troubles me most is I don't know what to believe.
I don't
know
either.
who to root for.
Me neither.
Don't know. Like, we've literally have got to stay out of it in that sense. Like, it's easy to get mad. It's easy to become troubled about this and to really just judge it before we even know it. You know, it's like he says, she say kind of thing.
Well, I'll have to disagree with that, because it's pretty cut and clear of what's going on here. If, you know, Konami is pretty much saying, hey, don't tell them, you know, don't let them come into your health insurance or whatever. So supposedly Konami, one of the big execs, is like a firm player there. Like, he's in the board of the health insurance that Kojima Productions are trying to take. And so they're literally telling their employees, telling this health insurance company that, no, don't let any of them get health insurance from us. One, that's wrong, you know? So it's not what he said, she said. It's all about what Konami is doing. You know, I think that personally, it is something that goes beyond just working for a company. You know, you worked for a company, you gave them everything you had or whatever, and you chose to follow something else after, and yet you're still feeling the effects from that even after your employer, right? So the thing about it is that over here in the States, we only know Konami for making video games. And like, I think I reported this a while ago in a previous episode where, you know, Konami owns a lot of other stuff like gyms, pools, hotels, like a bunch of stuff, you know, and Japanese people know them as Konami, as video game company, but also all these other things, you know? So who knows what else they have digged their hands into that can affect Kojima, you know? In my opinion, you know, I feel like, man, Kojima would have been a lot better here in the States, but I feel like, you know, obviously his family's over there, you know, you don't want to do that and stuff, but, and he's lived there his whole life, but it's pretty cut and clear of what's going on here, and it's disrespectful and it's shameful, because how are you going to live with yourself knowing that these people are just trying to get health insurance? You know, that's all they're trying to do. Just get health insurance. Simple as that. No, I'm not trying to get more money from you guys. I'm not trying to do this. I just want health insurance. And on top of that, to add it, is those people that don't have jobs right now. Konami is a big player in the Japanese media and in the world. So they're talking about TV and all that. Game developers in itself, it's already hard to find jobs there. You know, each year you hear about these game companies closing down everywhere, all over the world. THQ closed down. This place closed down. This, you know, has shut down. Unfortunately, we have shut down. Whatever, you know, like, so these game developers they're contracted. They're just hired contracts, and you know they're just trying to get their feet wet by just trying to get a job. And Konami's telling them, no, you can't work there because they left the company. It's pretty shameful, you know. It sucks that they have that much power over there and they could do stuff like that, you know. Even though it's clear cut it's in the media, and you know, media can twist a lot of things or whatever, but it's pretty clear. Fake news. But it's pretty clear what's happening here, you know. And if I was an employer in Japan trying to, like, hey, you used to work for Konami, okay, cool. You can't say you worked for Konami because why? You know, as a person, you know, you're a person, you know what I mean? You're not a thing. You're not an it, you know, like, hey, I worked for this company and now I don't work for it anymore. And that's it. That's all it is, you know? So what's the big idea with saying, hey, you know, I worked for this company now, but I can't say that anymore? That means that they're trying to hide their skeletons. You know, they're trying to keep that in the closet. You know, they're really trying to keep that in the closet. Why? Because all these things and stuff, because they have things to hide. They know that they screwed up. They know that they messed up with a lot of things and their employees, and they're just trying to keep that under wraps, sweep it under the rug, you know? So yeah, it's upsetting, man. It's really upsetting. What do you think?
Well, with all of that said, yeah, that part I can agree with. There's something going on. Yeah. What I mean is, when I said he said, she said, kind of a deal. It's like, the report is Konami's not paying Kojima his departure money or whatever the case may be. That's what you read. But Konami's saying that's not the case. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so did they or did they not? Yeah.
Well, that's why. Yeah, I didn't bring that one up just because. Yeah, that we don't know. Yeah.
But if the other things are in fact true, then that's not a good look.
Yeah,
it's not a good look at all. Let us know what you guys think.
For sure.
You know, send us an email and let us know if you really do think this is going on or what you feel about Konami now. We'd love to hear it, read it on the air. But other than that, there's no more news.
No, that's it. With that being said, we're going to talk about some E3 2017 in the Coda Conversation.
We actually got an email about this.
Finally.
What we're going to talk about today is in this email, which Heido will read.
Yes, you can email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. Just like Cool Dragoon 44 said, what do you think of MGS Survive? What are your thoughts?
So this question, we don't think it's a repeat of anything we've said, only because, yes, we did talk about Metal Gear before. Metal Gear Survive in particular. We did. And we gave our thoughts and predictions prior to all the news we've received that we said we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So now that people are saying it's not so bad, it's not as bad as we think, right? To quote this, it says it right here: Metal Gear Survive, hands-on at E3, better than expected. That's literally what it says at MetalGearInformer.com. So these are people who've gotten to play it.
Yeah.
And I've said it's not as bad as we're thinking, guys. It's not as terrible as you think it's going to flunk or whatever the case may be. And to that I say, hey, maybe Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we are wrong.
Well, I believe that, like I was seeing in the media and all that, if you temper expectations, like putting this aside from a Metal Gear game, I think that you can see it in the light of, hey, maybe this could be a good game. Maybe this could have a venture into something that's sure not Metal Gear, but it'll be a space for like, Left 4 Dead, like survival horror, whatever. It's not a tactical espionage, whatever, stealth Metal Gear game. It's not. It has those elements, of course, but it's not a Metal Gear game. But it is a zombie game. It is like a full-on zombie survival kind of game. I was looking at some of the industry leads that are in the media, and like Greg Miller posted, like they at least tried it. I feel bad for these developers. Why? Because I was reading out an article and I wish I could quote it, but they were pretty much saying that they have, this job to do, which is to go ahead and make this game. The unfortunate part is that the bad people in this is not the developers. It's really their employer. So that's the bad part about it. So I feel bad for them because they're actually passionate about making this. I think they were saying that they were in the tent and people were looking like, passionate about this game. Like, oh yeah, you could do this, you could do that, right? We didn't get passes to E3 from Konami. So thank you for that. So we could play this game. So we can't really tell you how we feel about the game because we haven't played it. But we can only tell you what we see here in Metal Gear Informer. So Metal Gear Informer was invited by Konami to try out Metal Gear Survive at E3 2017. Carlos Fregosa, aka Crimson Fox, played the game for about 20 minutes and walked away more pleasantly surprised than he expected. Check out his impressions below. With everything that's happened with the Metal Gear brand the last couple of years, it's hard to accept what's going on at Konami and what's happening with Metal Gear Solid as a franchise. When Metal Gear Survive was announced at Gamescom 2016, like pretty much everyone else, I was wondering what the hell the thought process was and how Konami came up with the Survive as a solution. After playing Survive's 4-player co-op mode, I think I understand it a bit more. Like I said, in my interview of MGS5 when it was released along with everyone else that played it for the matter, the gameplay is solid. With Survive, the team have built upon it in a new way. The control scheme has changed up a bit to fit the new mechanics as well. In the co-op mode, you basically fight waves of zombies while defending a wormhole generator. You defend the generator and the generator and yourself by building fences and walls of sandbags, setting traps like now classic Fulton recovery device and shock mines that stun zombies in groups or on their own, long enough for you to put them down. You can craft more items such as turrets and big slippery mats like that make zombies trip up and slow down for better crowd control. When the game gets too chaotic as you complete rounds, you get side ops and pop-ups where you can collect resources like metal and wood to craft more defenses and even be rewarded with D-walkers equipped to mow down hordes. Here you have a picture of the Metal Gear Survive control scheme. Looks like they changed it up a bit. You can catch that in MetalGearInformer.com. He also continues saying, while trying to be fair and unbiased, I actually found myself enjoying this mode and revamped melee combat. Now, close-range weapons have reticules that you can use to aim at the heads and legs of zombies to do the desired damage. There are weapons you can swing at medium range, heavy weapons, and super heavy weapons that you can use together in combos once you learn how to utilize them. The enemies also have a nice variety, and trying to juggle them all when they all group up is good balancing act. Some variants are big walking blobs that explode when they die, and some have heavy armor that require more explosive weaponry to take down. I can imagine playing this game with friends and really enjoying it after a few rounds of getting used to it. The crafting of weapons and equipment is a cool addition to the game as well. You craft items using resources collected from breaking boxes and earned through short side ops between rounds. Here he goes on, just talking more about the game. He concluded by saying, I left more interested in Survive as a whole after playing this portion of the game. Let's hope Konami keeps the vibe fun and over the top and don't try to make the story too serious or deep. if we accept it as what it is, a silly spinoff survival mode, I think people will enjoy it. It won't change your life, but it's definitely better than I ever expected it to be. And I think Carlos is right here. I think that treating it as a spinoff, treating it as a one-off, just a zombie survival game and not a Metal Gear game, I think you can definitely look at your expectations and set it really low to try to see how you could enjoy this game. There are obviously going to be a lot of haters and people who will vote with their wallets. And this game might not do so hot in the sales department. But for those of us that are super diehard Metal Gear fans, and we'll get every Metal Gear game, those will be us. And we'll try them out, and Konami, send us some copies so we can talk about it on the show,
Maybe give some away. We'd love to do we actually have a TV now in the studio.
Yeah, we do. We do.
It's right there. Yeah. You can't see it on the camera.
You can't. But it's very comfortable here. And we can just relax here. We can play games. You were talking about bringing your one here, just to chill out and maybe do some Let's Plays. I still have my Kinect at home. So yeah, look for that soon.
Yeah. So please, we would as soon as it's out, or maybe even before it's out.
Yeah.
We might. Who knows? Maybe Konami's listening. Look us up. All right.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I think that's the issue there. It's just it has Metal Gear on it, so we're expecting something else. We're expecting Big Boss. We're expecting Solid Snake, something. But this is a world without either of them.
Yeah.
And we don't know how that's going to measure out.
Yeah. It reminds me, over the summer, forgot to tell you, I got this email from a listener, diehard listener. He said he loves the show. Forgot his name.
Man. That's rare.
Yeah. And he said, do you guys feel like Under the Cardboard Box came out at the wrong time?
Oof.
And I think this was right after Survival was announced, Gamescom. And so I was thinking about that. And I was like, man, that's a good question, because yes, we came out during the launch, a little after the launch of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which is the last game, and then by December, we found out everything that happened with Konami and Kojima. So what do you think about that?
Well, I'm glad that he said that. I would love to hear from all the other listeners if you think that Metal Gear is a dying star and that maybe we started in a time where Metal Gear is no longer a hot topic.
Yeah.
I was remember we were playing online. You can actually catch us on Twitch. We're there too. We play. You and I were playing Metal Gear Online, and we were trying to get into some games, and it was really astonishing how much it has died.
Yeah.
No one is playing anymore.
Nobody. We
barely got into any matches. When we did, I would get kicked out or whatever the case may be. Thank God that god-awful glitch is gone, where you used to just freeze your game and it would kick you out. But it seems like that's it. No one else is playing anymore. We don't want it to die. That's the truth. We don't want Metal Gear to die. Will we continue to do the show if it does? We hope so. We're looking up at it. We're not planning to cancel. We would love your support in that. But please give us our thoughts. Are we kicking a dead horse? Under the Cardboard Box at gmail.com. Send it just like he did. But as far as Metal Gear Survive, man, I'm going to stay with what I said before. It should just be an add-on for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
I think that way it will soften the blow. It's a mode, not a complete other game. You know how they have zombies in Call of Duty?
Yep.
Right? It's in the game. It's just a different mode with none of the main characters from the actual game.
Yeah.
So if they did that, if they plugged it in, I think it would do much better.
Yeah, make it a $15 kind of
15,
DLC.
$20. Because the DLC they gave before, that was about $20, right?
Yeah, it was about 20, yeah.
Cloaked in Silence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which, again, that DLC didn't do too well because of all the glitches that happened.
Yeah.
So, I know that there are new mechanics. and new stuff, and that might make it difficult to do to like kind of add it on and plug it in. And I think even the way they run and stuff, it looks different.
Yeah,
everything
looks different. The running looks different. The gameplay from that part.
The movements and stuff. But I don't know. I think they can do it if you just download it and then on the menu just Metal Gear Survive. I think everybody will go for that. But if you sell it separately and you say Metal Gear Survive, people will be like a little hesitant. That's just my idea. I'm going to continue with that. You're probably not going to follow that. But take it from two Metal Gear fans. Or speaking for a whole bunch of people. You let us know if you think that's a good idea, or if you think standalone Metal Gear Survive will do fine. You let me know. Let us know. But those are my thoughts about the game.
No, that's good. I think that you're coming up on a good point where it is kind of what would it look like if it was just a standalone deal? I mean, a DLC added to the game, you know? And I never thought of it that way until, you know, you just said it. Where, yeah, I think that will sell a lot more. It'll create people to come back to Metal Gear Solid 5, because what we were noticing is, man, you know what? We were having a lot of fun that night.
Yeah.
We were, you know, like the first game we got on, like we destroyed them. Like it was cool. It felt good being back, you know? But then it started getting to that point where we ended up in different teams. That happened like 3 or 4 times, you know, and it's like, man, you know, we're in the same party, same room.
Yeah.
How do we end up in different teams?
That's a good point that
you know?
I wanted to bring up also. Konami, I mean, work on the party aspect. If Haido and I are in the same party, there's no reason why we should be against each other.
Yeah.
Unless we create a game in which we want to do that. But in Metal Gear, if that's the case, they shouldn't make a party system.
Right.
You know, and we're both on Xbox, so Xbox already has an amazing party system, but they have their separate party system in MGS.
Yeah, the room creation, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
So it's kind of like,
and you brought up a good point that night where you said, "Hey, why can't we both walk around in this
in the free
roam?"
Yeah, if people are joining your party, they should be in the same free space as you.
Yeah, and let it be just like CQC kind of thing, you know?
Whatever. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You can't kill each other.
Yeah.
That's it. Point blank.
Yeah.
You're just waiting to go into a game together, and that's it. But you would be in your map. I would be in my map. We never saw each other, but we're in the same party. But then when we would get in a game, there's a chance we'll be in different teams.
Yeah. It's a little confusing.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
That it's like we're in the same party because we want to be on the same team.
Yeah.
How does that work with clans?
Yeah.
You know, like what if you create a clan, which I've never seen a clan in MGS anymore.
I don't see them either.
What if you have a clan and you all want to go in the same game to face another one? There's a chance you'll be split.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? So, I mean, fix that.
I honestly think there's so many things that you can fix in that. But going away from Metal Gear and Hideo Kojima and everything, the next piece of news is E3 2017. It just happened. We'll review it real quick.
Before you do that,
yeah, go ahead.
Let's just say, Metal Gear Survive will be out early 2018. Just want to say
yes, that's right. They delayed the game. To no surprise, I didn't think this game was going to come out this year, but yes, it is delayed till early 2018. Konami announced it. So
look forward to that, and let us know your thoughts. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yep. The biggest news that came out of E3 2017 is Xbox One X, the new Xbox, 4K native, 60 frames per second, smaller, sleeker, looks great, plays even better. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's more of a powerhouse. What do we have here? It seems that Xbox is really pushing it in terms of its technology now.
Yeah.
PlayStation Pro, great system. But I see that in the social aspect, it's still lacking. You know, like there's way to invite. You know, PS3 had it a way where it's like you have to invite someone, and it has to be this, and it has to be through the messenger, and yada yada yada. You can't do like too many things in terms of that. Xbox has always had the features, the social aspect, and the online portion. I mean, if they're building a better system, these are for more like powerhouse users, like that they want 4K and they want all these things. Honestly, if you're happy with your Xbox One now, which I still think it's still pretty new compared to when PS2 and PS3 came out. Like PS3 was out for like 10 years before a new system came out. And it's still good. Yeah. It's still receiving updates. It's still, so I mean, this is really for the person who's pretty particular. Like I can imagine you would want something like that because you like your TV being more detailed and stuff like that, and the 60 frames per second and whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, I might be the type of person who is, you know what, I'm cool with what I have so far. It's still good. I mean, I have a 3-year-old phone, the Note 4 from 2013. Still, I am looking forward to the Note 8. You know what I mean? But I've waited this long because my phone still has some life in it. So it's kind of like I think the consumers are different. Yes, on paper this looks like a beast. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. But my point of view is, do I really need that now? Would that really change my perspective on gaming right now as the systems are?
It's a good point.
So, I mean, I say for the person who really looks into that, for instance, I'm big on audio. I'm big on mute. Like, the clearer the better for me. I wouldn't say like I'm an audiophile kind of guy, although I might get into it. But you and I, we own like Bose headphones because we love sound.
Yeah.
We, someone who might not be into sound that much might be okay with lesser headphones. Who knows? Yeah. But that's the kind of difference I'm talking about.
That's good. That's a good point you bring up. I think all of that is great. And then I saw the price. Jeez. $499 for this console. I think it's speaking to a different type of market. The people you're talking about who are more into the technology, who already have 4K TVs, who wants to upgrade, who wants to be like, you know what, I'm going to take the next step into maybe getting a 4K TV or whatever, It's not really speaking to the everyday consumer of this, or it's not pushing me to be like, wow, I need the Xbox One X to play this game, because at the end of the day, it's a gaming console and I want to play games on it, right? Sure, yeah, it's pretty, it's nice, but then, $499, it's like we're 3 to 4 years into this generation of consoles. It doesn't feel like it with this coming out.
Let me put it like this. It's kind of like iPhone 6, iPhone 6S. You get it?
Yep.
Same kind of format.
Which is what I think they're trying to go for.
Yeah. Which I don't think is a pretty good idea in that sense, because you said it's just been 4 years. But please continue.
No, you're right, and I think that's what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for different tiers for the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox One X. Right, so they're trying to have 3 tiers, and you pick. Like there's from the least to the best, and they all play the same games all across the board. But I just feel like the price point might be a little too high because the PS4 Pro, although it's not the powerhouse it does do 4K natively, right? But there's obviously some features that it doesn't have. It is not as powerful, but it's $399, So like right there in itself, when you're a consumer and you're like, okay, which one do I want? Oh, the PS4 Pro is $399. I might as well get this, But not only that, it's the games. The games that are in PlayStation are just more attractive to me. And this is coming from an Xbox fan because I play most of my games on Xbox. I only play exclusives on PlayStation 4, and I play third parties and exclusives on Xbox, which tells you that I prefer Xbox, right? But and the reason I prefer Xbox is just because my friends are there. Right?
Yeah, you and I can play.
You and I can play. I have my other friends that are there. I don't have much people to play on with PlayStation 4, and that's what I really care about.
It's more for dare I say, it's turning into an ecosystem. Ecosystem. That's what it's turning into that. Yeah. People will pay extra because they want to be part of that ecosystem.
Yeah.
I always go back to the Apple phones. I mean, you would look at this and you'll say, it's such a high price for this thing. Why do people want it? But it's really the ecosystem.
Yeah. It's to say, I have it.
People like the way Xbox works, so they'll pay more.
Yeah.
And so when you look. And they're smart about it, because if they're making 3, right, you want the more powerful one. You do. It's like, but I might use this one day, or I might use this one day. So it's like it's this constant area in which it's like, you know, I want the best of the best, so I will dish out the money. When really it's like, now that and I thank you for this, because you did get me this for my birthday. Heido got me an Xbox One. It was great. I still use it. I love it. You know, it's like I get into this Xbox and I'm a casual user, but it's enough for what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the graphics are already amazing. The system and everything is already amazing. It's like, what would I benefit from this more powerful kind of machine right now that my other one can't do that much, you know, at least.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing it as. And
good.
Adonis, when he bought his Pro, I was like, why not just go for the normal one? And then he, you know, said the graphics and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't even have a 4K TV.
Yeah, so he's not reaping the benefits.
You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
so what benefit would I get from getting the new Xbox?
There's no benefits.
Not unless I bought another TV.
Right, but also, you know, I mean, yeah, there are benefits. Let me not get butchered on the comment section. Yes, there are benefits. Your games run faster. They run better, you know, like all these improvements and stuff. But really what you're getting it for is for the visual fidelity.
Well, really, I haven't had issues with. So what? It takes a little longer to load. You know.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's not. That's it. We go back to it. For me, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
For you listening, or for everyone else, it might be. But it's like when you compare the two, and you just see like maybe like a few seconds difference. Is it really like worth $500 when you can get Xbox One for how much now? $299 maybe?
Yeah, $299, yeah.
$299, $250,
maybe $250,
$250, right?
Mm-hmm.
$250. You're paying for two Xboxes to get that other one.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think we're thinking about this differently now because we're both adults now.
Mm-hmm.
And we have bills to pay and stuff like that. For someone who has bills to pay and is working like a regular job, this $500 thing puts a dent.
It does.
In the wallet, you know, versus $250 is like, you know, treat yourself kind of a deal.
Yeah, treat yourself.
That's my opinion on the Xbox One.
No, that's good.
The new one.
That's good. Moving on from that, the conference itself was good. Yes. I think that Ori and the Blind Forest is a great game. You know, like the visual fidelity of that, within itself is fantastic, and the music is just, my goodness, like Grammy Award winning music, in my opinion. So. The Will o' the Wisp, which is the second one, the second installment of Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm happy for Life is Strange, although that's not a Xbox One exclusive. They were on the Xbox show, so that looks cool. And then The Last Night, which is another cool, like looking retro, reminds me of what's that Harrison Ford movie, Blade Runner, mixed with 16-bit graphics. Looks great, right? Looks really good. And the conference itself was pretty okay, right? Now, moving on to Sony's conference, which is games that, in my opinion, I care about more, you know, like God of War.
Yeah. Wanted to talk about that one.
Yeah. So God of War, go ahead.
It seems like there's going to be a connection to the old games.
Yeah.
Remember how they said that there was like his old life is like, there's no connection, there's no this, there's no that. But when you look at the trailer, unless they're purposely trying to like throw us off.
Yeah.
It's like, they are, you don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, he doesn't take kindly to outsiders. And then they showed that vase where Kratos had his blades and stuff like. So I think they actually might connect.
It could.
Because people were looking for that finale. Whatever happened to Kratos.
Right. And this could be the bridge.
That could be, and he still has the scar in his stomach.
Yeah. And he
stabbed himself.
His arms are covered could be from the chains, you know, the chains that
could have
burned
been,
him.
Could be, right? We definitely know that that's his son.
Yeah, that is. Yep.
That's his son. And apparently he's ashamed of him. At one of the scenes, he's like, his son said, so you know, it's kind of recognizes like, oh, so you won't say it, but you're ashamed of me. Like you think I'm not going to be like you or whatever the case may be. There's just a lot of it. But, you know, the way that it started was pretty cool. He takes out the axe and he just throws it right far away. Cool. And then he's calling it back and it doesn't come. And he's like, that's strange, you know, and it goes into this whole, it feels like it's going to be, a Logan kind of a story, kind of a deal.
Yep, looks very grit, very very worn and dark. So
yeah, he's old. He's
yeah,
you know,
I like it.
It might be, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I
too.
don't have a PS4. Well, I mean, maybe if Adoni stays a little longer, I'll be able to do it. Who knows?
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic. I am completely in love with this game. I cannot wait to play it.
The action's completely different now.
Very different.
Like it's not. It has the same concept, but it's like more of a Batman Arkham kind of thing.
It's not arcadey. You know, it's not too arcadey like it was before.
It's like 1, 2 hits, 3. 1,000 hits.
Yeah, it's maybe not like that anymore. It's more grit. It's more, I guess, realistic in a way where it's like, you know, the hits are more. They're not fast. They're just like more like consecutive in a way where it's just like 1, then 2, and then give me a few more seconds to hit you back again. You know, kind of thing. So it looks like that. It just looks really good. Really good.
Some people are speculating that Kratos actually might die in this one.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
But I don't know how he can die because, I mean, the man stabbed himself through his abdomen and still made it. So with a magic sword.
Maybe he doesn't have his maybe his god powers, or he's maybe all mortal now, or who knows?
It seems like that because it seems like he just wanted to hide in Van Hella.
Yeah.
So who knows, man? We'd love to know your ideas or thoughts. Send us an email.
Yeah.
About God of War.
Yeah, Spider-Man looks great.
Yes.
That's I think my E3 game of the show of the year.
They've definitely turned that into like a Batman kind of a deal.
Oh yeah,
the fighting now.
The fighting, yeah.
You know, Spidey senses. You click a button and you can dodge people.
Mm-hmm. The quick time events where I was just like, stop showing me quick times. But I know that that's not the game. So, it looks so good. That is. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. That's my favorite superhero. If you didn't know, but it looks phenomenal. It looks so fun. I cannot wait to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot wait.
Yeah. I was very impressed by the visuals. Now, you actually feel like Spider-Man.
You do.
You know, chasing
Swinging
after the helicopter.
Fun. Yeah.
You know, he was like running against the walls and you're like a parkour in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the swinging mechanics look very good. I think that they got it right in this one. It feels like part 2. I don't know if you played for PlayStation 2, GameCube, Spider-Man 2. Which had one of the best swinging mechanics ever.
You know which one I played? The one for PlayStation 1, the first Spider-Man one. Where you would shoot them with the web, they would go, hurry!
Yeah, hurry! Yeah, I remember that. Or the one where you're fighting Killer Croc, in the train station. I don't know if you remember that boss fight, but he throws the trains at you, and so you gotta dodge him.
Was that for PS1?
That's for PS1, yeah. PlayStation 1, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that one was fun.
I just know the last one where Doc Ock gets consumed by Carnage, and you're running through the tunnels and stuff like that. So
can't remember that.
You do?
I can't. No.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember.
Okay. Hopefully we're not talking about 2 different Spider-Man games.
Hey, let us know under the cardboardbox@gmail.com. Anyway, because I see our battery dying over there.
So we gotta wrap this.
Let's wrap it up. Anyway, E3 Nintendo announced Metroid Prime 4, which I'm excited about. I'm a huge Metroid Prime fan. Played all 3, but it's not being made by Retro. So I think that this game is phenomenal. Right. The first one, great. Second one, okay. Third one was kind of dying down, but the first one, amazing. Now I'm a little worried about it being made by another studio that's not Retro. But I have faith in these guys. I think the producer from Retro is still in it. So let's see how that goes. Super Mario Odyssey looks pretty good. I don't know if you saw that game. It's like Mario / Grand Theft Auto.
Can you steal cars?
No. But New Donk City is like, I don't know, just a city. It's a city. It looks like New York. You know. So.
I've seen. I didn't see the E3 version of it, but I've seen it beforehand.
Okay.
Like when it was first in its project. Let's see. Who knows? It might have like a Mario Sunshine add to it.
Yeah. It's a combination of 64, Sunshine, all of that.
Yeah, because they say Sunshine was like a really good game.
It was. Yeah.
So, clean up the streets. But other than that, man, yeah.
There's one more in Nintendo, which is big news. It's they announced a mainline RPG made by Game Freak for the Nintendo Switch Pokemon game. So I look forward to that.
Yeah,
that's it.
I know you're still an active Pokemon player.
I am. Yeah,
you know, the DS and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'd love to know which games you guys are excited for.
Yes.
In these coming days or next year rather.
Yeah.
And what you what your thoughts were in terms of Destiny 2. It's another game that they announced. And are we missing any other games that?
Yeah, they announced Anthem, which looks amazing. It's made by the BioWare developers. BioWare developers, made by the Mass Effect developers. Sorry. So that looks phenomenal. Days Gone, which is a PS3,
We've been waiting for that.
Exclusive.
We've been waiting for that for a while. Days Gone.
Days Gone. Yeah, we've been waiting for that for a long time.
It's like all those zombies coming at you. Yep. I remember the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's finally becoming a thing.
It looks like The Last of Us mixed with Uncharted, mixed with so many games. Like it looks.
That's another game.
Last of Us 2. Yeah, it wasn't in E3 this year, but it's being developed. Neil Druckmann did post, which is the developer, the director of the games. He said that we're just hard working on the game. So.
Well, you see, the difference between them and Metal Gear games is that I actually believe them. Well, not Metal Gear games. I'm sorry, Kojima games.
Yeah.
I actually believe them.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, because we've already seen a product of it that actually makes sense. We can tell what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
You know, there's a premise. I believe that they're hard at work at it.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to a game that's coming out this month is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. So I'm a huge Crash Bandicoot fan. I used to play it when I was a kid. I beat all 3, and I'm looking forward to beating all 3 again.
And remastered.
Yes, remastered, completely revamped. Looks so good. And you can play as Coco, which is I think his sister, his girlfriend. I'm not sure who it is, but if you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, you know who she is.
Okay.
So you could play as her in all the games as well. So,
okay.
Pretty cool.
I mean, hey, I still want that Metal Gear 3.
Yes,
remastered,
right.
Which didn't show up.
It didn't show up. No, so looks like it probably wasn't true.
Debunked.
Yeah,
there it goes.
But they haven't confirmed nor denied it. So,
but I think this E3 kind of.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, come on.
Like if you're gonna announce it,
it'll be E3.
It would be E3.
Yeah. So yeah, probably not true.
99.9% not true anymore.
Yeah.
But we expected this, so I'm not so disappointed.
Yeah, me neither.
You know, who knows? Maybe in the future.
That's it. Anything that captivated you from E3?
I was really impressed with the games that I saw, and I just thought that PS3 really took it away in terms of its games. PS4 took it away. PlayStation took it away in terms of its games.
Yeah,
and I think Xbox is really hyped about its new system.
Yep.
So I mean, either you're getting a console for all the features or you're getting the console for the games. Either way, both have great games.
Absolutely. Did you see the new Assassin's Creed?
The Origins? I saw some parts of it.
I know you're an Assassin's Creed fan, so
I was, but I stopped after Black Flag.
You beat Black Flag?
I did beat Black Flag. I did enjoy the ship battles, and the music is just awesome, and just the story in general. I am very impressed the way that Ubisoft kind of researches all of this stuff, so that when you like do it side by side, it's like, wow, this could have actually happened.
Yeah, it's really good.
But we know
it's fiction.
So it was good. I was impressed by it. Even though employees of Ubisoft have claimed that Ubisoft is not a great company to work for. But that's completely here and there. Other than that, man. So
yeah,
that's about it.
That's it. Let's get to the trivia.
Heido, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here's the trivia. Metal Gear
Spider-Man PS4 coming out later next year.
That's our show.
Wow, that was really cool. Because if you see the graph right here, look.
Yeah.
You see the audio file here? It says, and that's our show.
Uh-huh.
You did that at the exact same time.
There we go.
It's pretty cool.
So if you wait to the end of the show, you'll always hear that catchphrase. And that's our show.
Stay to the end of this show, though, to hear some cool things.
Okay. Look forward to that. So here's the trivia.
All right.
Metal Gear only has room for one.
Hideo Kojima at a panel from E3 2015. Metal Gear has only room for one.
Metal Gear only has room for one.
Metal Gear only has room for one. Okay, I'm gonna take a long shot, but educated.
You always
guess,
take a long shot.
You have to. Educated guess though. Here, well, I'll explain why.
Do you want to think about it?
I'll explain why though.
Okay, all right.
Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. Sons of Liberty. Colonel. That's who's in that game. Colonel saying it to Raiden when Raiden is fighting all those Metal Gear Rays. Do you see why this is an educated guess? All right, go ahead. What game is from?
You were so close.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You want to give it another shot?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I won't know.
Okay. So it was Metal Gear Solid 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ocelot who said it while he was stealing the Metal Gear on the tanker. He says,
Snake mission. Was Snake?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, Metal Gear only has room for one. And he gets in, right? And well, no, that's before he tells the Colonel, Gurlukovich, he says, you and your daughter will die here.
Oof. That's right. I do remember now.
So that's our trivia. We like to have fun with it. Let us know what you think. We're drawing to the end of our show. This one's a long one.
It is. Lots to talk about.
Lots of content in it. We love doing this, guys, and we want to continue doing it. Heido, any plans for the week?
For this week, I'm really not doing much except for working here at the studio. Just lots of clients. I got a few clients coming in this week, but other than that, no. Looking forward to the weekend. What about you?
Well, actually, I've let's see. This weekend, I've got work to do. My actual job, and then I have class at night.
That's right.
6 to 10. So I work 9 to 5, and then 6 to 10 I have the class.
Yeah,
and that'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's gonna be those 4 days, and it's crazy because I've by the end of this week, by the 22nd, I have to hand in this medical form stating that I can. It's a physical stating that I can actually do the work and whatnot, and I have all the vaccinations and stuff like that. And man, even though I feel like my back's against the wall when it comes to these things, like I really feel like I'm gonna fail sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be anywhere else in terms of like trying to do this. You know, I feel like I want to tell people like you've said this message prior, but it's like take a chance and follow what it is that you want to do. You know, do the sacrifice, make the sacrifices, because even if you let's say you don't do it and you just chalk it off and just say, well, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to, take that chance. You're going to regret it. And I'll never know if I don't do it, if I don't push myself. And even if I fail, maybe I'll try again.
Yeah. If you're listening, why don't you send Arnaldo some encouraging messages? Write to us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com or tweet us at UCB Podcast and write to Arnaldo like some encouraging words. We definitely love to hear from our fans. And we definitely like to get in depth and about life sometimes on this podcast. So, I wish you all the best with this because I know we're going to go far.
I appreciate it.
For sure.
And you as well. I know you're looking for, you're actually looking to settle down in a house and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, guys, we're just like you guys living our lives.
That's it.
Doing this as best
New York
as
City.
we can. Yeah, living in New York. We were talking about that. Living in New York, and
it's hard.
It is. It is, man. It is. And I'm so encouraged by how much you've made it in terms of like, you went from someone who was living at home with mom and having this job and stuff like that. You've got married and now you're living in a home with your wife and you're having this time. And it's like, man, that's encouraging. That's motivational. So,
good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Yeah, man. Keep it up. And,
keep it up.
Let's try to both stay above water while taking UCBP with us. So, know that we do this with you guys in mind. We do read the emails. We do take very much what you say. So with that being said, Heido, take it away.
Thank you for listening and watching our podcast. Remember, our podcast comes out every Tuesday. Just search for Under the Cardboard Box on any podcast service. consider supporting us on patreon.com/UCB podcast to make this mother base grow. Supporting us unlocks our audio and video content before anyone else. If you have no money, what do we say?
No problem.
We break down the Metal Gear news and Dakota conversation each and every week and post a full episode on YouTube every Friday. Come join us for our weekly Twitch stream happening every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that at twitch.tv/underthecardboardbox, all one word. Want your questions, comments, or concerns answered? It can be featured in the next Codec conversation. Email us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. Also, like our Facebook page and join our community group. Just search for us and become part of the discussion. Lastly, stay in touch by following us on Twitter at UCB Podcast for even more Under the Cardboard Box and Metal Gear /Hideo Kojima updates.
You get better at that every time you do it.
Thank you, man. Arnaldo, episode 36. It has been great. Thank you for coming here into Soundproof Studios. Again.
Spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers.
So, there's not much to say.
That's it.
I'm Arnaldo.
I'm Jairo Martinez.
I love you, Grace. And we're signing out.
Nice. Look at you up there, huh?